Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Metro police officer facing serious charges. He's accused of deleting text messages between himself and an 18-year-old woman who committed suicide. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Dan Spieler.
And I'm herself in 2015. Now, Officer Francisco
59 Shannon Hauser is live in the newsroom right now with much more tonight on this in-depth and troubling investigation. Shannon?
And a very lengthy investigation spanning more than 2 years. Court records cite technology issues for the reason all of this took so long. Officer Francisco Olmos now charged with obstruction of justice and computer trespass.
No matter what the motivation was, it is thoroughly inappropriate.
An IMPD officer accused of deleting text messages on the scene of a suicide. Officer Francisco Olmos is facing felony and misdemeanor charges. This is video from when we rode along with the officer last year.
Officer Olmos and the victim here, a young woman, had known
program and had known Olmos for roughly 9 months. The Explorer program gives young people the chance to explore a career in law enforcement. Court records show he and the 18-year-old girl exchanged hundreds of text messages, phone calls, videos, and Snapchats over the course of 2 months.
They would exercise together about 2 days a week. They were in contact with each other virtually daily. She'd gone along with about 15 ride-alongs.
Investigators say the two communicated dozens of times the day the teen took her own life in 2015. The officer says he received a phone call from the victim that he said was concerning. When she hung up, Officer Olmos went to her home where he and the girl's father found her dead. That's when the officer is alleged to have deleted at least 10 text messages on her phone.
According to our forensic examiner, it's alleged that all those deletions occurred within 30 minutes or so after it was discovered that she had committed suicide.
Court records show those messages include texts where Officer Olmos told the teen, quote, "You are going to make me look so stupid in front of your family. I'm going to knock on your door."
We allege that he took significant steps to alter her telephone.
The teen's phone was locked, and investigators were just recently able to use new technology to access those deleted texts. The officer now suspended from IMPD without pay.
It's absolutely frustrating, no question about it. Obviously, that's what motivated us to go forward with the investigation with Special Investigations Unit and file these charges.
The prosecutor tells me no other charges are expected in this case. He also says the relationship between the officer and the teen is unclear. Officer Olmos told investigators, though, he, quote, absolutely cared about her. IMPD has recommended Officer Olmos be terminated. His initial hearing in court is tomorrow morning. In the newsroom, Shannon Hauser, Fox 59.
IMPD officer arrested, accused of deleting text messages on phone tied to teen's death. Posted 1:19 p.m., November 30, 2017, by FOX59 Web, updated at 7:04 p.m., November 30, 2017. Indianapolis, IND. The Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department, IMPD, says one of their officers was suspended without pay with a recommendation for termination after he was arrested on multiple charges. Francisco Olmos. IMPD says 10-year veteran Francisco Olmos was arrested on Thursday and charged with obstruction of justice, a Level 6 felony, and computer trespass, a Class A misdemeanor. He's accused of accessing the cell phone of a victim in a death investigation and deleting data, including text messages and social media communication between them. On November 2, 2015, an 18-year-old female committed suicide at her home. The prosecutor's office says the woman was an IMPD explorer and had known Olmos for about 9 months. Court documents show Olmos told investigators that he and the woman communicated almost every day. The Explorer program is a collaboration effort with IMPD and the Boy Scouts of America. It gives youth an opportunity to explore a career in law enforcement, IMPD's website says. The program has been around since 1970. Court documents show the victim joined the program at age 16 and had done about 15 ride-alongs with Olmos, and they would occasionally exercise together on the main trail at Fort Harrison. Olmos told investigators he had come to the woman's home to check on her after becoming concerned about not receiving a response from her after multiple attempts. On the day she died, she called Olmos around noon, according to court documents. Olmos told investigators she said, "I want you to know something." I was like, "What's that?" She's like, "I want you to know that you're a really good officer. You're a great officer. You're gonna make a fantastic SWAT officer." He claims she said she couldn't talk to him anymore, and it wasn't his fault. She said "I love you" before hanging up the phone, but had never said that before. He said this worried him and she didn't answer any more of his calls. Francisco Olmos. The victim was found dead by her father. She had shot herself in her room while music was playing from her phone. Olmos asked for her phone, and the father gave it to him. Prosecutors say he then accessed several apps within the phone to delete messages and then left the phone at the home. The phone then had a password on it, which family members said was strange because none of them used a password. Using recent advancements in cell phone technology, detectives were able to examine the phone. The phone could now be unlocked, which allowed police to view messages once thought deleted. IMPD says this technology was not available to them prior to August 2017. The following are excerpts from the messages Olmos sent her, which court documents show were recovered by police. "Please don't do this to me. Don't go over there. I'm here and you said I was here. You said you would show me. You said you would see me. Why are you doing this to me? Please don't go over there. How can you ignore me like I'm just one of them? You are gonna make me look so stupid in front of your family. I'm going to knock on your door. I don't know what the point of ignoring me is. You make me feel like this is really all my fault." Many of these messages went unread and were later deleted. He has denied any sort of intimate relationship with the victim. Forensic analysis of the teen's phone discovered 300 calls between the two from September 19, 2015 November 2, 2015, the day of the teen's death. They also discovered 177 messages from October 21, 2015 to November 2, 2015. There were 22 calls placed on the day of her death. Investigators submitted their findings to IMPD Chief Brian Roach, who immediately suspended Olmos without pay and recommended his termination, which will be decided by the IMPD Merit Board. Olmos has been employed with IMPD since October 2007. He was most recently assigned to East District Late Shift. Marion County Prosecutor, Terry Curry, said the allegations are frustrating. No matter what the motivation was, it was thoroughly inappropriate, Curry said. He added, "Certainly, we can't determine exactly why he did it, however, any police officer would know that at that sort of scene, even if it was apparent at that time it was a suicide, the first thing that would need to be done would be to notify homicide, and secondly and most importantly, not to disturb anything that's there on the scene." Curry also said he doesn't expect additional charges in the case.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me, and I'm sick of it. So I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt-free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.